So here's a thought. What if hardship wasn't a punishment, but actually a promise? In this explainer, we're going to dive into a single, incredibly powerful verse from the Quran that has this profound message about life's biggest challenges. Seriously, it's like a roadmap for resilience, all packed into just a few lines. I mean, it's a question we've all asked, right? Maybe during a tough time personally, a setback at work, or honestly, even just watching the news. You just think, why is life so hard? It's a question that's at the very heart of being human. And it's the exact question that the verse we're looking at today tackles head-on.
And here it is. This is Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 155. And what's so striking is how it doesn't shy away from the tough stuff at all. It puts the reality of hardship right up front, saying, hey, this is a core part of the human journey. So let's really break down what this promise is all about.
Okay, so the very first thing you got to notice is how this verse frames hardship. It's not presented as a possibility, it's framed as a certainty. It's literally delivered as a promise. The message isn't about if we're going to face tests, but when and how. And really getting that is the crucial first step.
And if you look at the original Arabic, it actually doubles down on this idea of certainty. The opening phrase, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ, it translates to something like, and we will surely test you. That word surely, it's not just a casual adverb, it's way stronger. It's more like an oath, a really emphatic promise. So right away, it frames every challenge not as some random surprise, but as an integral part of the whole deal of being alive. All right, so if these tests are a sure thing, then what do they actually look like? What form do they take? Well, the verse doesn't leave us guessing. It's not vague at all. In fact, it gets super specific, and it lays out 5 distinct kinds of hardship.
And just look at how comprehensive this list is. I mean, it starts with our inner world, right? Things like fear. Then it moves to our most basic physical needs, hunger. And then it goes outward to our material world, loss of wealth, the loss of lives, and even a loss of fruits, which you can think of as the results of our hard work and efforts just not panning out. It really covers the entire spectrum of human struggle from the inside out.
So, the crucial takeaway here, the real mind shift, is that these hardships aren't being presented as punishments. Not at all. They're shown as part of the very fabric of our existence. They're the challenges that are meant to shape us. The verse basically says, yep, expect these things to happen. But then, and this is key, it also tells us how we're meant to respond.
Okay, so after laying out the reality of these trials, the verse makes this really important pivot. It shifts from the what the problems are, to the how. How do we deal with them? It doesn't just describe the problem and leave us hanging, it prescribes the solution. And that entire solution hinges on one single powerful concept: patience.
But here's the thing. When we hear the word patience, a lot of us think of just passively waiting around, right? Just gritting your teeth. But the Arabic concept here, al-sabr, is something else entirely. It's active. It's dynamic. It means being steadfast while you're in the middle of the storm. It's perseverance when you feel like quitting. It's this deep endurance that's fueled by a trust that the struggle actually has a purpose.
And that's such a powerful idea, isn't it? Patience, in this sense, isn't just about surviving the hardship. It's the very thing that transforms it. You can think of it like a bridge. It connects this difficult present moment to the promise of what comes after. It's the key that unlocks the whole thing.
And that brings us to the final part of the verse, the grand finale, if you will. So it's laid out the challenges we're definitely going to face. It's called for this active, powerful kind of patience. And now it ends with this profound, uplifting promise for anyone who can hold on to that quality.
You know, just think about the structure for a second. The verse doesn't just list all these terrible things, the fear, the hunger, the loss, and then just leave us there. No way. It has this incredible narrative arc that pulls our attention past the struggle and points us toward the light at the end of the tunnel. And the final words are what completely reframe the whole message.
But give good tidings to the patient. That's it. That's the punchline. This is where the entire verse has been leading. It's a direct command, telling us to deliver good news, a reward, for anyone who perseveres with that active, trusting kind of steadfastness we were just talking about. So what exactly are these good tidings? Well, the verse, and I think this is beautiful, it doesn't spell it out. It's left open-ended, on purpose. It's not one specific reward. It's the universal promise of relief, of a positive outcome, of something good waiting for you on the other side. And honestly, that's what gives it so much power. It offers hope, no matter what specific test you happen to be facing. So we're left with this really powerful shift in perspective. It challenges us to ask, How does our view of hardship change when we see it not as a random punishment, but as a meaningful test? A test that's designed to build our patience and prove our resilience. Because according to this verse, for those who navigate it with that steadfastness, the promise isn't just that the suffering will end, it's the arrival of good news. Thanks for digging into this with us.